Okay, so let's begin as we often do, just laying down. Taking a few moments again to sort of connect with just the awareness of the moment, just whatever's happening for you in this moment. So instead of trying to change whatever's happening, just for a few seconds, instead noticing what's happening. Even if what's happening is not what you like, not what you prefer. Then the first change we'll make is to our breathing. So as usual, we create a 3-part breath. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, chest, ribs, belly. After initiating that 3-part breathing and getting comfortable with it, layer on top of that a restriction at the throat that will create a sound, a hissing sound, like you're fogging a mirror. Notice how slow the breath becomes when you do that. That's called Ujjayi. So before we start to move, just take another moment to just check in and keep those techniques going, but sort of stepping back, see if you notice any changes in how your body feels, how emotionally you feel, how your mind is processing information. And there's no right or wrong answer here. We just, again, taking a moment to notice. Awareness is so important when it comes to yoga, mindfulness, spirituality. So just taking a moment to notice without judgment, without trying to change or fix anything is so important. So yes, we've changed the breath, but now let's take a moment to notice what the effects are, if any. There may not be any effect that you notice. That's okay. All right, let's bring the right leg in. Move it around a little bit, warm it up. Still breathing in the same way. And then we'll do 2 stretches for the hips as part of this warm-up today. First one, adductors, so dropping the knee out to the side until you feel a stretch here inside of the thigh. And then if you don't, you can experiment with straightening that leg. This leg can be straight or bent. I'm going to bend it. It's just a little easier for me. Good. Second stretch, we bring the leg in. Let's cross it over this left knee. So if you haven't bent the knee already, go ahead and do so. And then reach down and pull the shin in. And you want to feel the stretch here now. Those are the glutes. Good. Now we'll switch sides. So bringing the left leg in, just moving it around a little bit. And then we'll take that leg and drop it to the left. Again, you want to be aggressive enough to find that stretch. So however aggressive you need to be to find it, that's where you go. It doesn't need to be maximum, but you do need to feel some stretching. Good, and then we bring that leg back in, and again, cross the ankle over the right leg. This is called a figure 4. Okay, let's go ahead and release that side. Now, we bring both legs in, give them a little squeeze, move around a little bit. And then make your way up to seated. Let's come forward to tabletop, and we'll begin warming up the spine with some cat-cows. And when you're done with the cat-cows, some downward dog. Once you're finished with your down dog, you can come into the full expression and take a few breaths there. As usual, let's review real quick. Hands shoulder width, fingers spread wide, palms fully planted. So especially under the pointer finger, very often the palm will roll up some. See if you can roll that palm down, really creating a full contact of palm with the ground. Again, if you have trouble with that, that's a good thing for you to bring up at the beginning of a class, or come reach out to me between classes, and we can go over that a little bit. Feet hip distance, heels reaching toward the ground, and chest drawing toward the toes. So as usual, I can't see you guys, but I see a lot of this in class. It looks kind of like that, sort of like a half dog, half plank. Okay, so if your shoulders don't go any further, that's okay. So it may look a little bit like that, but you really want to be drawing yourself back as much as you can safely, without hurting yourself. So it's more of an upside down V and less of this sort of square shape. All right, let's walk our feet toward the hands. We come into a ragdoll here. This is just a quick check for the back, quick stretch for the back. Noticing what's going on back there, any pain or discomfort. You can nod the head and neck as well, just sort of loosening everything up. And then with arms relaxed, we'll inhale and roll up to standing. Okay, so let's do a few rounds of sun salutations, Surya Namaskar. Feet touch if possible. It's not possible for everybody, so If it isn't for you, about hip width, somewhere in there is good between those 2 points. And it's not possible for everybody for different reasons. So I'm not going to get into that today, but just know it doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you or you're doing anything wrong. Just some people won't be able to bring feet completely together. Let's inhale, draw the arms up, touch palms, and just gently stretch the front of the body. And then exhale as you come forward and down, stretching the back of the body. Inhaling to the fingertips or taking hands to shins and lengthening the spine. And then exhale, right foot and then left foot to the top of a push-up. Okay, as usual, you want those wrists directly below the shoulders, and the shoulders are active. So hopefully you can see here, this is passive, collapsing, and this is active, okay? Let's take a deep breath. We're going to drop those knees and come down about halfway. Take a breath here with the elbows hugging the ribs. Kind of an awkward position to hold, difficult. And then exhale the rest of the way down. Bring your legs together, tops of the feet to the ground, and inhale as you lift hands, head, neck, chest. So the idea is we're just using our back, okay? And then you can place the hands down, but just don't use them. Don't push up further. Not yet, okay? Then exhale, come down, press back to tabletop, and then to downward facing dog. Okay, from down dog, we inhale to the toes, fill the lungs. Exhale to the front edge of the mat. Inhale to standing back bend, so up and back. And then grabbing the right wrist with the left hand. Exhale as you stretch the right side of your body. Let's inhale back to center, switch wrists, and exhale to the other side. Good. Inhale back to center and exhale to forward fold. Let's inhale to the half lift and then exhale left foot, then right foot, top of the push-up. Okay, so as usual, knees up or down is your call. Just remember to maintain good form in the upper body. Okay, so we want to avoid something that looks like this. I see it all the time in class, okay? We come down part way, and then either we collapse down from there without ever really bending those arms deeply, or we come down part way and then collapse onto the belly. Okay, so just make sure that those things aren't happening, and if they are, don't be too proud to drop those knees. It'll make the descent much more controllable, and you will progress much more quickly that way, okay? So coming down, and then you inhale to the up dog this time. So we want those knees active. If you look at me, this is what we don't want, okay? My thighs and knees are on the ground. So there's an activeness in the thighs and legs and hip flexors. Okay, so passive, active, all right? It's active. And then exhale, pull those feet in, hips go up and back, downward dog. So again, these are things that I see in class all the time. And because I can't see you, I don't know what you're doing over there. And I just, from time to time, need to go over these things. And, you know, it's a good idea to review and to check yourself for these bad habits. Okay, let's do one more. So we inhale to the toes, fill the lungs. Exhale, front edge of the mat. Inhale, standing back bend. Exhale, stretch the right side. Inhale, center. Stretch the left side. Inhale, center. And then exhale, sit into an imaginary seat. That's the chair pose. So, as you know, I'm interested in these in this topic of fitness and health and movement. So I've heard more than once the closest thing to the perfect exercise is a squat like this one. So there are lots of ways to do squats. You can do squats at the gym with weights, but this is a squat. And from my understanding is squats, again, really, really powerful exercise. So again, as we come into this, we probably feel that. And you feel how intense it is if you're doing it properly. If there's no intensity, you're probably not doing it right. Okay, and you're probably not getting the benefits of this almost perfect exercise, the squat. Okay, so knees are back, hips are down. So if I'm way up here, technically, yeah, it's a squat, but I'm not getting any benefit. There's no intensity, there's no fire. Okay, so hips are back, and then it's like we're sitting in an imaginary chair, and we want those arms up and back. So you can take that tailbone toward the ground so you don't go into a back bend, but try and keep the chest and belly open at the same time. Good, let's inhale up, standing back bend, so stretch the front, and exhale, forward fold, stretch your back. Inhale, half lift, and then if you're able, right to the bottom of the push-up. Inhale, up dog, and if you can, push up on your way back to down dog. All right, beautiful work, everybody. Hopefully you're feeling nice and warmed up at this stage. So let's get into our practice a bit. We're going to start with a knee down side plank. Let's bring feet to touch. Inhale, right leg up and back. Exhale, drop that knee. Okay, and then just inhale, stack left shoulder above right, left hip above right. Okay, so you're here. And the arms are in a 6 o'clock position, more or less. Gaze is up. Spine is long. Okay, so reach the crown of the head away from your left heel. Open the chest and belly. Lengthen that right side and breathe. Good. Exhale that hand down. Inhale the right leg up and back. Exhale, lunge. And inhale to a warrior two, Vinyasa 2. I'm going to turn just so I can continue facing the camera, okay? So we come up here in our warrior two. And again, I'll just go over the basics of the posture real quick. So front foot and knee straight ahead. The knee, as you can see, is over the heel. I see this in class all the time, okay? So please check yourself for that. What happens when you do that is you're not strengthening this muscle. When you lunge, the closer you come to parallel, the more of a workout this thigh is going to get, okay? And then more of a stretch back here, which is another aspect of the posture. Generally, the front foot intersects the back foot at the heel or the arch, okay? That heel should be firmly planted, so the outside of that left foot firmly on the ground. Arms are parallel with the ground. And another thing I see in class a lot looks like that. Okay, we're not doing that. We're not leaning forward at all. You're looking forward, but let's bring those shoulders back over the hips. So this part of the torso is basically straight up and down. There's no leaning forward, leaning back, no turning or rotating. Arms are parallel with the ground. Good. Take a deep breath. Exhale. Cartwheel down. Bottom of the push-up. Make your way to downward facing dog. Okay, so side two, feet touch. Inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale, the knee to the ground. Inhale, right arm lifts. Now, as usual in the side plank, the most important thing is this left shoulder. I know you don't need it right now. That's the point of this. This is taking the weight off the shoulder. We're doing that because some people may have a shoulder injury here. Your shoulder is not as stable as your hip is it's not as strong, okay? So if you have an injury, it's irritated, it's angry, then yes, this is a good modification for you today. So we start here. But we want to get in the habit of using this, okay? So fire that up. Again, passive looks like that. Active looks like that. Passive, collapsing, not using the muscles, straining the joint. Active, muscles are engaged. It's creating length and space in that joint, okay? So please be aware of that. Let's exhale that hand down. We inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale, lunge, and inhale up to warrior two, okay? So again, don't be afraid to play around with the stance a little bit. You want some intensity, again, with these standing postures. These are warrior poses. Think of that word warrior, okay? Forget about violence and war and all that stuff, okay? You can think of it as a peaceful warrior or a warrior of love, however you want to think of it. But think of a warrior, someone who faces challenge, adversity, and tries to overcome that. Someone who's trying to be a hero. Okay, so in our culture, that's often associated with masculinity, a certain kind of power. All right, it doesn't matter man, woman, that's not important. Just think about power, strength, the intensity of a warrior, okay? And see if you can embody that. Again, in classes, I see people do this all the time. I see people do that. Does this look like a warrior? Does this look like someone who's strong and powerful? Does this look like someone who's, how much longer? Are you done shopping yet, right? It's kind of a weak, impatient. It's not the strong, powerful, vibrant warrior. So the posture is going to ask us to find that strength inside of us. If we don't naturally have that, it's going to be a challenge. Okay? So keep that in mind. If you're like, oh, I hate this posture, then that's something you want to learn to elicit from inside of you, to find that strength inside of you. Okay? All right, take a deep breath. Exhale, bottom of the push-up. All right, from here, let's inhale to our toes. We're going to exhale front edge of the mat. We inhale up to the standing back bend. Exhale to a forward fold. Good. Now we've broken this down many, many times before. This is just not a class where I do that. This is Bakasana crow pose. Okay, so we're building on what we've already learned. If you haven't learned this yet, or it's your first time, I don't think it is for any of you, but if it is, just do the best you can. Hands are shoulder width, shins against the back of the arms. Okay? Look up and not down. Then see if you can lift your foot without your arm collapsing. Okay? If it collapses, it looks a little like that. Like once you put weight on the arm just kind of collapses under the weight. Okay, so if that's the case, you have some more upper body strengthening to do, but it requires surprisingly little strength. So see if you can do that, and if you can, with one leg at a time, see if you can do both legs together. Take a few breaths. If you can do this with your next exhale, see if you can shoot your feet back to the bottom of a push-up like that. Then inhale to up dog and do your push-up on your way back to downward dog. Okay, so again, don't worry if that's new to you or you haven't mastered that yet. We will break it down in another class. This is just not the class where we do that. Hopefully you already know your crow pose, okay? All right, good work. So let's continue on. We're going to do a dynamic side plank now, okay? We'll use that modification we learned. So feet touch, inhale right leg up and back, exhale the knee to the ground. Inhale, left arm up. Again, right shoulder active, strong, not collapsing down. All right, strong, active. Now let's inhale, left leg up, exhale, left leg down. What's happening here? Well, we're strengthening the muscles out here, okay, the abductors, and also potentially the obliques here, maybe to a lesser degree in this particular variation. So slow it down. I'm going a little fast because I'm talking, but hopefully you're breathing nice and slow and you're coordinating the breath and the movement. Now, next time we lift that leg, let's hold it and breathe there. Good. Exhale the foot down and the hand down. Inhale that leg up and back. Exhale, lunge. Inhale to a warrior two, Virabhadrasana 2. Good. Exhale completely, and then we'll flow. So we inhale up to stupa, and then we exhale, warrior two back at the mat. Good. Just with the breath, inhale up, and exhale, warrior two, front of the mat. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, exhale. One more time, inhale, and exhale. Good. This time, let's inhale up, and we exhale to the goddess pose, okay? So the toes and knees are pointing in the same direction. Again, there's a fierceness. This is called fierce angle in Sanskrit, okay? Utkatta Konasana. So knees are over the heels, knees are back, okay? So that's a groin stretch, and we're working those thighs, working those legs. So again, up here, technically I'm in the pose, but there's just no fire. There's no intensity. Okay, so fierce angle, or in English we call this goddess. Again, a goddess is a powerful being. This is not powerful being. This is like an impatient being, a tired being, a frustrated being, okay? It's not what we're trying to embody with this posture, okay? Now, if we want to add a little more intensity, we inhale, come on up, deep breath in, and exhale, sink into it. Good, then we can do that again. Inhale up, and exhale, sink into it. And one more time, deep breath in, and exhale, even a little deeper. Good, inhale up, and exhale, cartwheel down, bottom of the push-up. Make your way to down dog. Okay, side two, feet touch. Inhale, left leg. Exhale, knee to the ground. Inhale to the modified side plank. Good. The next inhale, we lift that right leg and exhale down. Now, I hope it goes without saying, because I didn't say it on the first side, if this hurts, then you don't do it, right? So if adding the leg lift, hopefully the first variation you could all do safely. It should be safe for 99% of the people. If that hurts, then you should maybe just not be doing class today, okay? But anytime we add anything, if it causes pain or if you're questioning whether it's safe for you, just don't do it. Just don't add that part for now until you figure out what's going on, okay? Or until you heal. All right, next time we lift that leg, we're going to keep it lifted. Even though we're holding still, we don't want the breath to be still. We want the breath to continue flowing. Good. Exhale, foot and hand down. Inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale, lunge, and inhale up into your warrior two, Virabhadrasana 2. Okay, so again, find that power, right? Find a pose that requires power and strength. Otherwise, you're not really doing the posture, okay? Good. Let's inhale up, stupa, and exhale, Warrior two. So there's a yin-yang thing happening, right? We come up, it's like a little break. And then we come in and we find that strength. And we inhale up, little break. Good. This time we come up and we exhale to our goddess. Okay, so again, just check your alignment. When we add this to the flow, we won't have as much time. It's going to be much more of a feel thing, but we have a minute here to, actually check everything. Then let's inhale up, deep breath in, and exhale. Find your edge. Again, deep breath in and find the edge. And one more time. And exhale. Good. From there, we inhale back up and exhale, cartwheel down, bottom of the push-up. All right. Let's inhale to the toes, exhale, front edge of the mat. Inhale to standing back bend. And as you exhale, bring the right elbow under the left and bring palms in front of your face if you're able. If not, do this. This is the alternate or the modification. Okay, otherwise we're here. We at the same time bend those knees and then we do the same with the legs. So you can just cross one knee over the other, use the foot on the ground for balance. But preferably you don't use it for balance. And if you can, you actually wrap the toes all the way around. Good, dropping down, elbows down, shoulders back, hips down, right? Squaring those hips to the front of the mat. This is the eagle pose, Garudasana. Good, let's inhale, unwind everything. You can take a little back bend here. I think that feels nice. And then other side. So left under right, and then left over right. And then we're dropping down, and we breathe. Good. Inhale, deep breath in. Again, I think a back bend feels nice here. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, and exhale to the bottom of your push-up. You could also do crow or handstand there. Again, if you don't have your crow, one of the best ways of getting it is to actually practice it, right? To actually try and do it more often. Okay, good work. Let's look at our next side plank variation. So feet touch, inhale, right leg up and back. Exhale the foot about halfway, toes pointing to the right. Roll to the edge of your left foot and inhale the right arm up. Okay, so what's happening here? Well, this leg now is taking the weight. But because it's not my knee, I could lift this foot. So I can put as much or little weight into this foot as I like. That allows me to use my obliques, use my shoulder more. Okay, so I think you can feel this is more intense than this, right? This is just easier all around. Now again, I hope you all know, we don't do this to find the easiest thing. That's not going to be what's best for our health. Okay, so we're adding some intensity here. That's what we're looking for. But if you're injured, if maybe something's going on with your shoulder, more intensity may not be a good idea. So again, you know how to roll it back, okay? All right, good. Exhale that hand down. Inhale, right leg up and back. Exhale, lunge. And inhale to a warrior two. let's add goddess to the flow. So inhale up, stupa. Exhale, goddess. Find the intensity. Inhale up. Exhale, warrior two. So hopefully you can see I'm having to go quite a bit further to find the same level of intensity as I did at the beginning. And that's exactly what I want. That's why we repeat the movements. The body adapts. It gets better at the movement. And then I have to go a little further, a little deeper. Okay? All right, as you come into warrior two, facing front of the mat this time, okay? Then inhale, straighten the front knee, pivot the hands. Make sure the front foot is again intersecting back foot at the heel of the arch. Exhale, lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. We did this about 2 weeks ago, I think. Triangle, right? So now we pivot into our triangle. Where's the triangle? It's here, okay? Right waist, right thigh, and right arm. Okay, the triangle is here, right in here. What that means is if I do this and come down, do you see a triangle in here anymore? There's this rounded part here, right? I lost the triangle. Am I further? Yeah, but I'm not really honoring the integrity of the posture. I get just as much intensity, if not more, up here, okay? So again, I get that stretch in the thigh. I'm working these obliques. I'm maybe getting a little stretch out here as well. Good. Let's inhale up and exhale, cartwheel down, bottom of the push-up. Okay, so again, I'm not certain why, but both students and sometimes teachers will obsess and fixate on things that really don't matter in a posture, things that are really not important. They're not going to affect how the posture is affecting you in a significant or important way, okay? So whether you're touching the ground or the block or your shin or your hands in the air, not nearly as important as some other things. Okay, side two. Actually, I shouldn't have turned. Let's bring our feet to touch. We inhale left leg up and back. Exhale the foot about halfway, and then inhale left arm up into this second variation of the side plank, okay? So again, I make sure I'm okay here. When we add movement, we want to be sure that the static version is already awesome. We're not having any trouble with the static version. This is the static version, okay? So I feel nice and strong and stable here before I start to introduce movement and variation, right? All right, take a deep breath. Exhale that hand down. Inhale the leg up and back. Exhale, lunge. And inhale to warrior two. All right, from warrior two, inhale. With the next inhale, we come up. Exhale, goddess. Find the edge. Inhale back up. And warrior two. Again, find the edge. You may have to go quite a bit deeper. Inhale and exhale. Okay, this time we inhale, straighten that front knee, pivot the hands, lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. And when you feel like you're beginning to round, pivot those arms. So left side is long, chest and belly are open, spine is long. Arms are in 6 o'clock, gaze is up, breath is deep. And again, there's a level of intensity in this posture. It is a stretch, so it's a little different. It's going to feel a little different than, say, a warrior pose, but there's still In most standing postures, there's a level of intensity there. Good, let's inhale back up and exhale cartwheel down, bottom of the push-up. Okay, inhale to the toes, fill the lungs. Exhale, front edge of the mat. We inhale to standing back bend, up and back. And then this time, exhale, grow some wings, bend those knees. Inhale, right knee over left, foot is flexed. Okay, and we drop down. And this is the flying pigeon, or balancing pigeon pose, rather. Okay, so you drop the hips until you feel it in your right buttocks. Drop the chest as well, that'll increase intensity. Look forward, and you can join index finger and thumb. That's called Jnana Mudra. If you like, again, that's not something that's going to affect the physiology of the posture. It might affect things energetically in a subtle way. Remember, so we did that stretch at the beginning of class. Well, here it is again. So inhale up, exhale, bend those knees. Inhale left over right. So I'm just mirroring you so you know. Okay, so dropping down, finding that stretch, breathing into it. So I said we did this at the beginning, not this exact posture. Obviously, we were on our back and we were holding this leg, right? But it's the same stretch. It's exactly like figure 4, but just with more challenge because we're balancing and gravity is assisting us. We're using the weight of our body instead of the strength of our arms. Good. Inhale, deep breath in, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, and exhale to the bottom of your push-up. All right, great work. We're in the home stretch now, so let's finish things off. We'll bring the feet to touch. We inhale, right leg up and back. Exhale, the foot about halfway, and inhale to the second variation of side plank. All right, and now we add a little bit of dynamic movement. So exhale, hips and hand down. Inhale, reach up and arch, right? So come up as much as you can, and then exhale, come down, and inhale up. So again, what's happening here is we are both stretching and strengthening the obliques and to some degree the abductors as well. Good, let's exhale that hand down. Inhale the leg up and back. Exhale, lunge. And we inhale to our warrior 2. Woo, good. Exhale there. Inhale up. Exhale, goddess. Inhale back up. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, straighten the front knee. Exhale, triangle. Inhale back up and exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, stupa. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, straighten. And exhale, triangle. Good, let's repeat. Inhale up. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, goddess. Exhale. Inhale, warrior 2. Exhale, triangle. Inhaling up. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale up. Exhale, goddess. Inhale up. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, straighten. And exhale, triangle. Okay? Now from triangle, let's bend the front knee. Okay? Establish a drishti on the ground, and then come off the back leg to balance on the front leg alone. Now, same principle here. Everything stacks up. Same principle as like a side plank. So I have that, and triangle. So I have that long right waist, right? My left leg is lifted. You can see that foot is flexed. Shoulders are stacked. Crown of the head away from the heel and tailbone, and gaze up if possible. If you lose your balance like I did, then you can keep your gaze down. But if possible, bring that gaze up just like you would in a triangle. So this is the balancing half moon pose. Exhale, bottom your push-up, and let's try the other side, okay? Actually, I'm going to stay facing this way for the side plank. Okay, feet touch. Inhale, left leg. Exhale, about halfway. Inhale, left arm up to side plank, okay? Good, so let's add some dynamic movement. Exhale, hips and hand down. Inhale, lift up. And then exhale, down. Good, inhale, lift. 3 more times. And last one. Good. Exhale the hand down. Inhale the leg up and back. Exhale, lunge. And inhale to a warrior 2. Exhale there. And then inhale, stupa. Exhale, goddess. Inhale, stupa. Exhale, warrior. Inhale, up. Exhale, triangle. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And stretch. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale up. Exhale, goddess. Inhale up. Warrior 2. Inhale up. Triangle. Inhale up. And exhale down. Couple more times. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale, triangle. Okay. And then look down. Bend the front knee. And as gracefully as you can, transition to your balancing half moon. Okay. Now remember, you can use a block under your left hand if you need it. Okay. Again, don't be afraid to challenge yourself a little bit, but also honor where you are. It's a matter of degree, everybody. Okay, so you want, again, to step ever so slightly out of what you know you can do, what is easy for you to do, what you've done before. Now, for some people, that pose won't do it, and that's okay. No matter how hard you try, it's just within the range of what you can do. But just keep that principle in mind of just, you know, getting just ever outside the comfort zone. All right, let's exhale, bottom of the push-up, and let's take a look at our peak posture today, which is Galavasana, which in English we often call flying pigeon pose. It's not what Galavasana means. I think Galava was another of a yogi, a famous legendary yogi or saint teacher. Okay. All right. So let's make our way to the front of the mat, and we build the posture with the last balance pose we did at the front of the mat. So we inhale up, and let's exhale, arms out like wings, bend those knees, and then we inhale, right ankle over left. Okay, so again, if this is very challenging, difficult, painful, scary in some way, then just work on this. Work on getting your breath steady. Work on steadying the posture, using your inner ear. Just, again, if this is already stepping out of the comfort zone, then work here. Work on this, okay? If this is, relatively easy, safe, you are, I'm talking and waving my hands as I do this. It's not that challenging for me, okay? So the next step, and this is just step by step. Next step would be put your hands on the ground. See if you can do that. Requires a little more flexibility, okay? If you can do that, then see if you can get the shin to the back of your arms. So you're resting your shin bone on the back of your bent arms. Notice my arms are bent, okay? My arms are not straight, they're bent. Creates a little shelf for my shin bone to rest on. All right, gaze forward, then move the weight forward and see if you can lift the toes. All right, now that's already challenging. That's not the complete posture yet, but that's already a lot. Now, if you can do that, see if you can extend that leg straight behind you, and that's the full posture. Again, it's called Galavasana, or in English, if you want to look it up on Google, flying pigeon is usually how it's referred to, okay? All right, it's asymmetrical, so let's do the other side, okay? So come back up, deep breath in, exhale, forward fold. Oh, sorry, exhale, bend the knees, arms out to the sides, and then we inhale the other leg over, right? We come down, nice and slow. And again, the first step is hands to the ground. That's gonna be more of a flexibility thing, all right? And then again, can I bend my arms once I'm down there? Flexibility. Okay, so if not, it might just be stretching that you need, not strength. You need to stretch more, possibly, okay? Come down, wrap the toes around the arm, see if you can lift the left leg, and then if you can you extend the leg back behind you, all right? Very challenging posture, so even if you can do arm balances, even if you've been practicing a while, you might still find that quite difficult. It's one of those poses, I can do it usually. I can always do it, but it's very intense. And if I have injuries or something's going on with me, I may need to skip it, right? It's not always a good idea if I have things that are going on in my body. All right, let's unwind. Come on back onto your back. We can bring those legs in, give them a little squeeze. And then let's extend the arms and drop the knees to the left, look to the right, and let go of the breathing. All right, we inhale knees through center and we take them off to the other side. Let's inhale back to center. And exhale, unwind onto your back. You can do a happy baby if you like. Help unwind a little more.